It's time for Community Matters, a service of TCB Broadcasting, and it's sponsored by Vidalia Federal in Lyons and Vidalia, Todd Paget Housing Center in Claxton. Now let's see what's happening in our community with host Tony Doc Wardlaw.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome to this edition of Community Matters. Happy New Year, everybody, and welcome to Community Matters in the year 2024. This year, we're going to do more in 2024 is what I've been hearing. But the doc would like to say we're going to soar in 2024. We're going to soar like eagles. And just to start off the new year, let me just give you a quick inspiration. When I say we're going to soar, it's like the eagle. It's the one bird that instead of looking at the storm, the eagle looks above the storm. And they soar above the storm so that they rise above all negativity. And that's the year we're going to have this year. It's going to be all positive, all up. We're going to look to the hills from which comes our help. It comes from the Lord. Amen. So that's from the doc. That's going to start off our year. And speaking of positive, we've got a lot of positive things happening here in our community. And we have the one and the only, the debonair himself, back in the studio again. Mr. Doug Roper, Mayor of Vidalia, Georgia. How you doing, sir?
I'm doing very well, Tony. It's good to be back in here with you, reminiscing before we came on, and enjoyed doing this, and I like your little inspirational words there. We need a positive year.
Yeah.
Hope that certainly we can play our role in that.
Absolutely. Well, we've got a lot of great things happening in our community, in Vidalia in particular. And as we start this morning, before we get into all of that, I just want to introduce people to you. They might not know a lot about you, may have heard about you, may have been reading the paper about this mayor in Vidalia. Well, this morning I want people to know Mr. Doug Roper, right? So you are born and raised here in Toombs County?
Correct, yeah. Been born and raised, been here my entire life.
I know your mother, she taught me, and probably a lot of others in PE for a long time.
Oh, I get stopped routinely, and, when folks end through conversations would say, was your mom Linda? Was she the PE teacher? And I think she's taught most of the county.
Yeah, a lot of us. And she taught not only in Toombs County, but or Vidalia, but she taught in Toombs County as well, right?
She actually started off in Lyons,
mm-hmm.
and I can't really remember exactly how many years she was there, but in total, when she retired, I think she finished up with 33 years in physical education.
Wow,
yeah.
Wow, 33 years.
It's a long time.
That's a long time.
Of course, my older sister Heather is now a teacher at J.D. Dickerson, so it kind of runs in the family, and
mm-hmm.
That was a lot of the reason why I ran for school board.
Wow.
I'm just a big believer in public education,
mm-hmm.
and I believe it's the heart and soul of who we are and our future.
Mm-hmm.
And before Marley and I had kids,
mm-hmm.
decided to serve on that board. So
that's good stuff.
Yeah.
And Chip from the old block didn't fly far. You kind of athletic yourself.
It seems like that's further and further in the rearview mirror, but I was blessed and played a lot of baseball and mm-hmm. was fortunate enough to be a part of the first state championship baseball team at Vidalia High School in '95.
Wow.
And, got a scholarship at Clemson.
Yeah.
And played there and had some great experiences, and then was fortunate enough to get drafted.
Wow.
And played with the Blue Jays for a couple of seasons, so it was good to me. Took my toll on my body, but it was good to me.
Well, maybe you got out too soon. They're giving away, I hear, $750,000 contract, $1 billion contracts now.
Just about. Shohei Ohtani, $700 million to
wow.
the Dodgers. It's not bad money.
Not bad money, man.
I think you can make that work.
Yeah, I think so. Well, you not doing so bad after all. You're here, you're in Vidalia, you're the mayor. And in fact, you were voted in to complete the expired term of our honorable late Mayor Ronnie Dixon. You finished that, and then you actually ran again and won outright. And so technically, you're in your, you'd say, first full term
That's right.
as mayor.
That's right.
So how's it going?
It's going well. As I'm sure we'll talk about this morning, we've got a lot going on.
Yeah.
Just a lot of projects and a lot of good things. We're hopefully very soon finishing up on 2 big water projects.
Okay.
We were very fortunate. I feel like we wisely leveraged some money that we got from the federal level with the ARPA money. We took that money, the majority of it, and used it as our match to apply for state funds, and really turned, call it $2 million into $6 million. And, decided to put the majority of that into a major water replacement project. A lot of times those projects don't get attention because they're out of sight, out of mind. They get frustrating at times, if we want to be honest with ourselves. If you particularly look at what we've got going on Durden Street right now, it can be an inconvenience, right? But what we try to remind people is that's progress.
Right.
With progress comes a little bit of pain. And,
That's right.
But if we're able to get rid of over 3.2 miles worth of old cast iron pipes out of the ground and address some of the brown water issues that we have, then it's been a good thing. So we're finishing up on that project, and also the main one on McIntosh Street, which is a big one. That was really needed. Get that pipe out of the edge of the road and up underneath the sidewalk, replace those sidewalks, kind of kill 2 birds with one stone per se there. And the other one tied to water is the water meter replacement project.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about that. I saw that happening all over the community.
Yeah.
And,
We now these will, instead of manpower going out and having to manually read all of those, that information gets sent back to City Hall, so it's a push of a button.
Wow.
Yeah, the meter connects back to, that reads back that information back to City Hall. So a lot of positives there. We'll get an update next Monday night. I want to think I hope we're in that 80 to 90% range of completion with that project.
Oh, man.
So those are some big water projects.
Yeah, that's big. So a digital read, it comes straight to the.
Yeah.
So is it seeming to be more accurate, or?
I think accuracy will be another positive, but also some autonomy at the user level. So there's an app that you could either download to your phone or get onto the computer and
track your usage.
And it'll alert you as the user, and it'll send alert to City Hall much quicker than let's just say you had a leak.
That's right.
By the time we have read you 1 month, and if you don't notice something going on, and we don't get around to the next time, how much water can be lost, and trying to fix that bill on the user side. So it'll alert you to what's going on, and
that's excellent.
Yeah,
that has happened to me a few times, and get the old bill, and it's 3 times as much, and I'm like, what in the world?
Exactly.
And you go and you find that your toilet is just been running the whole while, and just something simple.
I know, and that can really add up in a hurry.
Very quickly.
Yeah.
Well, that's good stuff. Wow. So 2 main water projects, that's good. But I know one of the big things that is right before us all was that there was a hotel project in near downtown, and you raised that area. But now I see some other things happening and some more buildings or something going on. Can you give us insight to that?
Yeah, that's we acquired that hotel and tore it down, and it was very much a blight in the community. And I'm a big believer and proponent of investing in downtown, and until that was no longer there, our downtown was not going to prosper. And so we actually sold half of that lot to the Development Authority.
Okay.
And so the project that you are seeing now is actually the Development Authority's. We had a hand in that project, but that is theirs to own and operate and run, but it's a rural entrepreneurship building. So think of it as an incubator space for small business startup. So the Chamber and Development Authority will be housed in that building full time.
Oh my.
But then they've hired a director for the entrepreneurship side, and if I want to be a small business owner, I can actually go into this space and rent this space, get some advice, get some guidance, test my model, rather than leveraging myself with brick and mortar from the get-go and having no room for error in my business model.
Oh, wow.
So it's about providing space and startup for the entrepreneur world.
Wow.
Yeah. So it's exciting, and then, the city still owns the other half of that.
Mm-hmm.
Don't know yet what we'll do with that space.
Mm-hmm.
We've probably had some discussions internally about, what do we do?
Mm-hmm.
Kind of want to see this project play out. And,
Okay.
if you look at that entire block, you've got a lot of exciting things going on. You've got the new construction. You've got the stage at City Park.
Mm-hmm.
You've got a new brewery going on the corner
Mm-hmm.
of 280 on the opposite end of where the new construction is.
Mm-hmm.
And then we've got plans to renovate Old City Hall
Mm.
and bring CVB, DVA, and the Onion Museum under one roof and into the Old City Hall.
Oh, man.
So does that happen in 24? I'm not sure. We've been working on that, the concept and what the remodel would look like for Old City Hall.
Yeah.
I don't really have a good time frame, but one of the things that surprised me, Tony, was the amount of people that the Onion Museum brings into town.
I mean,
and
thousands.
if we can get that foot traffic downtown,
Yeah.
that's a win-win.
That's a win-win.
It's a win-win.
And it's amazing to me that you would think that like parking would be a tremendous issue for downtown, but we've kind of worked that piece out here lately.
You hear it a lot,
Mm-hmm.
and I think we've got a walking problem more than we've got a parking problem. I think we're so accustomed to parking five foot from the building that we want to be in.
Right.
But if we travel outside of this area, if you and I go to Savannah, are we parking in front of
No, it's not going to happen.
And it's okay. Window shop.
That's it.
Park in Meadow Street Park.
There you go.
And window shop until you get to your final destination.
Wow.
But, we know that it's something that's got to continue to be looked at if there's ways that we could enhance it or improve it. But I don't think it's as big a problem as what some people might think it is.
I'm going to use that this year. It's more of a walking problem than there is a parking problem.
Walk a little bit, right?
Ladies and gentlemen, we are talking to the mayor of Vidalia, Georgia, the one and the only, the man himself, Mr. Doug Roper. And he's just giving us updates on what's happening in Vidalia. I do want to take a break right here, and but don't go anywhere. We're going to talk to him about the city council and see what the plans are in terms of the city manager. So come back right back after these messages. We'll be right back with Mr. Doug Roper.
Smarter, not harder. Here at Vidalia Federal, we are all about that phrase as we strive to make your life easier. No more drowning in paperwork or being interrogated over the idea of buying a house. Getting a home loan should be an enjoyable, simple process, not a daunting task. This is Julia McKenzie with Vidalia Federal Savings Bank, and I am here to make the mortgage process easy and simple. Come see me at the Vidalia branch on Jackson Street to talk about your next home purchase or refinance. I look forward to serving you. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Ho, ho, ho! Merry Christmas! This is Anthony J. with Todd Paget Housing Center, and no, I'm not Santa, but we sure are slaying the competition over here in Claxton, Georgia. We build our manufactured homes more